Good morning and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. My name is Joanne. I am your host today, like I am on pretty much every Wednesday moving forward. And we are with another guest today, a stay at home mom. She's tried FBA, Amazon, I believe. We'll dive into all of those things. But before we bring her on, if you are new and would like to receive text messages of when we go live each morning, Monday through Friday, text the letters WUL to the number 813-296-8553. And this morning I'm sporting my mastermind t-shirt. It's just like 2 weeks away. I'm so excited. There is nothing better than a legendary mastermind event. So I'm pumped for everyone that's going to be there. It is going to be a packed house. We have 6 phenomenal speakers at this event, and we have just a few spots left in our October event, and then just a few more left in our December live event. So if you are interested, curious about attending a mastermind, I promise it's an experience not to miss for sure. So get registered, check it out, and all of that good stuff. And while we wait for everyone to join us, if you want any of the legendary merch, you can go grab it yourself. It'll get mailed right to your house at belegendary.shop. All right, without further ado, please welcome Chloe to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
So excited to have you here. I feel like I'm a little tongue-tied for some reason, so I apologize as I keep misspeaking here. But the joys of going live, right?
Just gotta roll with it, and eventually the kinks come out, right?
That's right. It's like early morning. I've been up since 4. The
Oh,
coffee's kicking
my God.
in.
That's crazy. That's 1 o'clock my time, so that's crazy.
So, all right. Share with all of us how you even fell into legendary.
So okay, so I'm going on month 4. So just
Okay.
like 4 months back, I was just, scrolling through social media. TikTok and Instagram are my 2 favorites. And I came across another mom who had been with affiliate marketing for, about a year or something. And so every day she was sharing her story. And yeah, I kind of sat on the fence for a couple months. Like, I was honestly one of those people that I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is too good to be true, too good to be true. No way, no way. And then finally, after a couple months, I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot because what do I have to lose? I'm home with my kids. Yes, I'm busy, but at the same time, like, this is my chance in life where if I'm going to learn something new, now's the time to take it on.
Totally. And before you had seen anything about Legendary, you had tried a little bit with Amazon, right?
Yes.
What had you tried before?
So I tried the
Amazon FBA, that's what it is.
Yeah, I also came across somebody on social media talking about how they did Amazon FBA and it looked so easy, right? It looked so easy. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this a try. Well, then it wasn't as easy as everybody said it was. And it was, you have to like go find the inventory and,
Mhm.
you're like, it's a lot of time standing in stores and just a lot of technical difficulties. Basically, it just did not work out for me.
Right. Well, and also you got to deal with returns and customer support, and there's
Yes.
a lot more involved than what people realize
Yeah.
when you do that program, for sure.
What they're saying, but that's okay because everything happens for a reason.
Right, totally. So what do you think? I know you were, what do you think held you up in the first place that made you kind of stall out, not jump into the challenge for a few months? What do you think that worry was?
Honestly, I think it initially was like, I had the mindset of this has to be too good to be true. I grew up, I started working as soon as I could, from the age of 12 and under. I was like calling people, how can I make money? How can I make money? How can I make money? Mowing lawns, cleaning houses, babysitting. And then as soon as I got a job, I or as soon as I could get a job, I went and got one. And so the fact, that people were talking about passive income and, the beauty of passive income, to me, it was almost like such an unbelievable concept, because I'm like, I've come from a family that, like, we work very hard for everything that we've ever had. And so to be able to bring in, this kind of income and be working, 1 to 3 hours a day, or however long people are saying, it was just kind of a very, like, really, like, no, like, what's the catch kind of thing? What's the catch? Because
Right.
there's always seems to be a catch with something, like that. And so I think that was my fear a little bit. And then also, in
Mhm.
the back of my mind, I'm like, I knew with the Amazon FBA that it wasn't everything that people were posting about. And so I was a little hesitant because of that too. And I'm like,
Right.
a lot of money, like, trying to get into Amazon FBA, a lot of money and time. And I'm like, gosh, do I want to do this again? What if it costs me a lot of time and it doesn't go anywhere? But then it was just like, no, I can't be thinking like that. That's going to hold me back. So I went for
Yeah, the what ifs.
it.
The what ifs can go on forever. And it's almost like we just need to change our what ifs,
The
instead of what if it's a scam, what if it's not?
Yes, exactly.
What
Exactly.
if it's too hard? What if I can figure it out?
Yes. What if I can figure it out? What if I replace all of the negative what ifs with the positive what ifs? And yes, those are a little bit more, hard to think of. But if you really think, I'm going to turn this into a positive thing,
Mhm.
I think that's when the game changes a little bit, because I'm like, I could sit here all day and think of every reason why I should not do this, and every reason why it's
Mhm.
scary, and every
Mhm.
reason why, like, it might not work out for me. Or I could also sit here and think, what if it did work out? What if I put all of my extra time that I'm watching Netflix or scrolling social media or doing all of this,
Mhm.
learn something new, and just see where it goes, you know?
Yeah, totally. And I think the same can be applied even in our 9 to 5s. What if there's jobs out there that people aren't applying for because of the what ifs? It's all the same thing. There
Yeah.
it comes back to believing you're not worthy
Hmm.
of,
Yes.
of the next level, the next position, the next role, just the next thing in life, even though you want it.
Yeah, it's kind of like those limiting beliefs, like, and they're always going to be there. And I think I just got to a place where it was just like, look, the limiting beliefs are here. When I started out, I was no good. And I just kind of lived in the suckiness of it. Like, I knew I had no idea what I was doing, but I'm like, but that's not going to be the case forever. Yes, I can look cringy or feel uncomfortable, but if I don't feel uncomfortable, I'm not going to grow. If it doesn't
Yeah.
challenge, it doesn't change you. And I'm like, I need to just embrace the challenge. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, I might suck. Yes, my videos are not, like, the best quality, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, ultimately we're all here because we're looking for something different. We're looking for a change.
Yes.
But the only way we can change is to actually put it into action, try new things, feel uncomfortable. And it's so hard because all of a sudden we're like, I want all of these things to change in my life, but I don't want anything to change.
Yeah.
Like we want it done for us, but not to us.
Exactly. Yes. Like, you're just like, if I could just open my door one day and just have everything that I ever wanted on my doorstep, that would be great. But then you realize that's not going to happen. If I want it, I have to work for it. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, totally. It's wild. It's so hard to do. It's easy to say. It's easy for both of us to sit here and be like, oh, just try something new, no problem, right?
But it
But
is hard. It is hard, especially when it
yeah,
comes to making money online, because I think um, that's a kind of a hard concept to grasp too, because we're so used to, we go to work, go to a 9 to 5, put in the manual labor, have a retirement, settle down. Like, that's been the narrative that we've all been so used to. And so this whole concept of, like, whoa, you can build a successful business online. Like, whoa, you can scale a really nice income from your laptop or your phone, it seems kind of like a concept that hasn't really been accepted widely by society, which is fine. I don't think it's going to be like that forever, but I think that that is the hinge, is like it's new territory. And for a lot of people, it's very uncharted territory. And so you're scared to put yourself out there. You're scared to be like, oh, wait a minute, like, is this a scam? Which is what so many people ask, is it a scam?
Right.
Not.
We had a guest on a couple months ago that she believed that anyone she saw, it was like AI bot, like totally fake people creating content. Like, no, it's real people, which is why it's important to share your story, why it's important to share your personality, and
Totally.
not be cookie cutter, not sound like everybody else online or look like them. You got to be yourself,
Yep.
right?
Embrace it.
Yeah. Did you find it difficult to start making content? Was that a roadblock for you?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely was, because, I've had Instagram, I've had TikTok, Facebook, all of that on my phone, but I've never been someone who just made reels for fun or made TikToks for fun, like I post pictures of my kids and stuff, and
Mhm.
that was kind of as far as that went. And so um the whole process of making content was definitely like, where do I even start? Like, I didn't know how to save sounds. I didn't know, like, I mean, the font, like my first videos, like the font was way off the screen, like this, it just was terrible. But
Mhm.
like I said, I knew that there was going to be a period of time where it wasn't great. It was like,
Right.
I'm just learning how to do this, and so I don't expect to be the best at what I'm trying to do, but I kind of have to live in that place of figuring it out, in order to get better. And I remember when I first started, I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and so I kind of like did this challenge for myself. Like, have you heard of the 75 hard?
Uh-huh.
Like, the
Yeah.
the fitness 75 hard. Well, I kind of like made a little 75 hard for like content creating for me, because I
Oh,
was
I
I know
love this.
that I'm not going to be great right at first, but I'm
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
hone in on the skills, figure it out. So I challenged myself for 75 days straight. I would make a video every single day, just so I could get comfortable, like, with things that I wanted to film and stuff. And so, um, I think by the end of the 75 days, I was like, I was a little tired, but I'm really glad that I did it, because it made me stick to being in that place where I'm like, I need the momentum. I need to create. I need to be thinking of things that I want to film and thinking of ideas. And it kept me in that space long enough where, I just kept getting better. And I'm still not the best. I'm still learning, but I'm better than I was when I first started. And that's
Right.
what
And
matters.
you're growing because you made the commitment to yourself. It's not to anybody else. It's to
Yep.
yourself
Yep.
that you were going to post a video every day. You were going to have a new piece of content no matter what, even if you were tired, sick, frustrated,
Matter.
whatever was going on in your life, you were going to get a video posted. And
Yep.
now I think I looked this morning. I know our title says 11,000, but I think you're at 12,000 followers on TikTok. So you're consistently growing because you're consistently showing up.
Right.
Yeah, which is super cool. Yes, I will get Chloe's TikTok up on the screen for you guys. Everyone's like, I want a TikTok. But and it's about, it almost sounds, and let me know your thoughts on this. It sounds like you got rid of comparison. You got rid of big lofty goals that you have to achieve XYZ in the first 2 weeks or I'm a failure. You just said, you know what? This is the path I'm going to go on. And every day I'm going to take one step.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And that's it.
At first, I kind of had to adopt the mindset that, I had no expectations as far as growth or results or anything like that. I just, I had the mindset of like, anything that happens as a result of me doing this every single day is a blessing, and when it comes to making money online and building businesses, there are a lot of people that are doing it, and so it is hard not to compare yourself with others, and and their journeys and stuff, especially because so many stories are so inspiring, and so it's hard to not
Yeah.
be inspiring and hope or inspired and compare yourself. But starting out, I was like, I'm not ever going to be successful if I'm comparing my journey to someone else's. Like, I'm never going to be happy with anything that comes my way as long as I'm doing this whole thing with somebody else. Like, I can't do that. So I'm just going to start where I'm at now, and anything that happens as a result of what I'm doing is I'm going to be grateful for it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. You just don't see your wins if you're looking at someone else's.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, you just and you can't celebrate your wins if you're looking at someone else's all the time.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like there's always going to be somebody else. There's always going to
Mhm.
be like, oh, well, this person did this in this amount of time, and I'm only here. And it's just like whatever is meant to be yours will always find its way to you.
Yeah.
And if you're busy comparing what you have to what, Fred or Betty have, you're never going to be able to stop and say, well, damn, this is actually pretty cool. Look what I've done. You're always going to be wanting more. And that mindset will keep you unhappy in my experience.
Yeah. And then you end up quitting.
Yeah. You just end up getting burnt out. Like, what am I doing this for anyways? I'm not.
Mhm.
It's like you can't have expectations.
Yeah, when you really could sit there and go, "Wait a minute, what have I learned? What
Yes.
has changed in my life?" And if you really start to think about it, there's a whole list there,
Yes.
and it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things too, is like getting the skills. Like
Mhm.
4 months ago, I didn't know how to do anything on social media other than go to the post button and post a picture of my kids every couple months. Like,
Right.
I don't know how to do anything. And just the fact that, like, my mind has been able to grow and learn something that I didn't know before is a huge blessing. It's like no matter what happens with my affiliate marketing journey, I am better than I was before because I started this.
Yeah, and it's important for all of us to look at ourselves, and we gotta be our own cheerleader.
Yeah.
Instead of we're our own bully, hands down. The voice, the negative thoughts, the negative what ifs is the bully in your head
Yep.
telling. So at the same time, flip it and be your own cheerleader. If nobody's going to cheer you on, you don't need that. You cheer yourself on. Look
Yes.
at what you've done,
Yeah.
right?
It's so important to do that. It's so important because if your inner critic is just talking all the time, it's going to take over and you're not
Mhm.
going to get where you need to be. So be grateful for what you have and where you're at. I think that's like a huge thing for something that I've realized over the last few months.
Yeah, and I bet your kids also see that just change in mindset over time, that they're going to see that and learn that mindset automatically.
Yes.
And how
Yeah.
cool is that? I love that.
We can do anything that we set our minds to. And that doesn't just mean, being able to make the kind of money that we want to make. It means being able to
Mhm.
put in the work and stay consistent to become the person that we need to be in order to, have those kinds of opportunities open up for us. We can't stay complacent and expect our lives to change drastically because one day the universe, God just decided to put it in our laps. That's just not how it works. You
Right.
decide who you want to be, show up as that person, and I believe that the rest will fall into place.
Yep. I love that. Show up as the person you want to be. It's
Yeah,
not faking it. It's not, it's just going, you know what? I want to be a positive person. So today,
yeah,
every time I have a negative thought, I'm going to be like, oh, switch
push
it.
it out of the way, push
Push.
it
I
away.
got to switch that. It's
Yeah,
just being aware,
yeah,
adding more awareness to your thoughts, to your actions each day, and
yep,
then making those small adjustments. You're
yep,
not going to be able to change everything overnight, and it's going to take time.
yep, yeah. That's a huge thing, is knowing that it's going to take time. And that's kind of why I had the mindset at first of like, for 75 days, for 2.5 months, I don't care what happens. Like, I'm
Mhm.
doing this so that I can learn what I need to learn in order to be able to become who I need to be to make this work
Mhm.
for me. and that's where I was at. It was just like, I have to just put my head down and do the work and not worry about, the followers or the results or the money and all of that. Like,
Mhm.
I got to just set that aside for a little bit.
Okay, so I know it's spinning in people's heads. They're like, okay, I want it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this 75. I love this 75 content challenge. This is Chloe's 75 content challenge, guys. We're calling it right now. We're going to tag it.
Love it.
And they sit there sitting down and they go, okay, maybe I have one video, but how do I come up with 75? Like, how did you in the first week every day come up with a new small idea and create a video and just go with it?
It was a little bit different every day, starting out. Like, I was so new to content and what people were interested in and stuff. And so at first, it was a lot of just getting ideas of other people within my same niche and kind
Mhm.
of adding my own twist on it. And also, like, looking at trends that were going on TikTok specifically, and seeing how I could fit the trends in my niche, and just of trial and error, like figuring out what felt natural and what felt like authentic to me, and 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 then doing more of that. And then it's like, once you kind of figure out your flow and what you want to talk about or you feel comfortable writing about on the screen, um, then ideas just start to pop into your head more. And
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, at first it was just like, it felt really uncomfortable. I would sit there at night with a little journal and be like, okay, content for the next day. And, I'd kind of sit there and ponder, and then look a little bit on other people's social medias and then write some things down. And eventually that just got easier. But it did require me to like kind of think outside the box a little bit until I figured it out.
I like that you were open to just, all right, I'm collecting ideas, I'm writing them down. I'm going to try different things and see how I feel about it afterwards. Like,
Yes.
did I connect with that type of content or did it just not feel like my personality? And if it didn't, how can I change that for the next one?
Yes. Yeah.
Instead of just going, I'm going to make this one type of video for the next 75 days and I'm not going to deter from that. You deterred from it each day a little bit just to see how you felt about it. You tried new things. But what was consistent was posting videos. What
Yes.
was fluid was the type, maybe how you did text on screen, how you filmed it, those little small tweaks to
Yeah.
see what matched you, what
Yes.
you enjoyed, and what your audience connects with, because everyone's audience just connects a little bit different to different types of content, guys. So
Yes.
you got to find you in there and then you'll draw in your people.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a big one too, I remember when I was talking to Papa Don, my business advisor, when I was first starting out, I was just like, I was expressing to him that, that I'm totally new to all of this.
Mhm.
And he had a great piece of advice. It's just like, just be you and be authentic. It's going to be uncomfortable for a bit. And,
Mhm.
whatever niche you're in, that's all good and great and fine. But just remember at the end of the day that your audience comes for you. They come for you, and so eventually you're going to find what your personality shines through the best, and what you feel good about posting, and what your audience responds to well. So it's like,
Mhm.
the longer you go, the more videos you make, you're going to learn what you gravitate towards and what your audience gravitates towards.
Oh, that was a huge nugget, guys. And I know there's a lot of talk about ClickFunnels versus System.io in the chat, but Chloe just dropped a huge gold bar to show up as you. People are coming and following you because of you, not because of the offer.
Yes.
And that's an important distinction to make, that if we hide behind whatever we're promoting, you're not going to gain followers.
Yeah, and people see right through it
You
too.
have to step forward and be you and show your personality and show those elements of your life and whatever niche you're in, connect with that audience and that niche and those products that way. But the product has to be behind you that you recommend,
Yes.
not in front of you. And that's a really big difference when
Mm-hmm.
making content. If it's all about presenting a product over presenting you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Papa Don said, like, just remember you are the niche to a certain extent.
Yeah.
People come for what they see, but they stay for who you are. And the right people, the people that are meant to be in your audience, will notice those things.
Yeah. And this is definitely specific to building a personal brand, which means you're putting your face, your name, and all of that in your content. So that is it's you. Your brand is you. And then as you build that following and you create fun content and everyone gets to see your personality, you can make recommendations in a variety of ways and different products, quite honestly, down the line as you continue to grow.
Right.
Um, but ultimately, for anyone new, starting out a new channel, and to gain the growth, like what Chloe has seen and is experiencing in 4 months, is she showed up, she shared her with her audience and in her content. And that's such a beautiful thing, but it's hard, it's scary. Did you really, how long in that first week did it take you to post the video that you knew was probably not great, but you had to post it? Did you have to refilm a whole bunch of times? Did you struggle, or were you like, screw it, post and go?
Yeah, I kind of was like, screw it, post. Because I remember right before I started making content, when I did the decade in a day, Dave had said something like, when you make a video, like, just don't even look at it, like, make
Mhm.
your edits and stuff, but don't sit there and overanalyze it, because you're always going to find something that you
Mhm.
want to tweak. And if you spend all your time thinking, oh, I have to get this right, you're that's you're not ever going to want to post a video. You're going to end up making something completely new. So it's just like, make your edits, post a video, don't even look at it, don't go back, don't go look at like the views, just post it and just be done with it. Look at it the next day or the day after that if you have to, but do not be in that place of just like, oh no, like I stuttered, or my hair was astray, or it's like, just
Right.
go.
I think those random things that happen in videos too that are just make you human, of having mistakes, bring you more engagement.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody wants to look perfect because there's no such thing as perfect, so then it looks fake.
Yes. Yeah, people don't like something that's like so thought out, perfect. It's like they want real life, genuine mistakes. Yes, I stutter. Yes, my hair's a mess half the time.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's dried crumbs on my shirt, but you know what? We're just gonna rock it because that's real life. And in my experience, it's usually the videos that you think aren't going to do well that do the best. And then it's the videos that, like, you put all of this time, you make all these edits and you get it perfect. And then it's like those don't really perform all that great. Usually. It's like,
You know what? That's a really common statement from a lot of our guests that, and I've seen that we're like, this is the one.
yeah,
I'm going to put everything into it. I'm going to use fancy cameras and I'm going to do all this extra editing. That's going to be a couple hours worth of editing. And it's like,
and then it just,
okay.
and like, you just slap together and you're just like, you know what? It is what it is. That one does really good.
Right.
Why is this?
You're relatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it, because you're a personal brand and you're relatable. So people that's what they're connecting with. They're actually connecting with your imperfections.
Yes.
And how cool is that? And
I think I mean, it's pretty darn cool, but I think that that's kind of what holds people up so much, is just like, this whole idea of like, I don't know how I'm going to show my face. I've never done this before.
Mhm.
My house isn't perfect. I don't have the most aesthetically pleasing house. Like, and you think of all of these things, and then when you start to do it, you realize, like, it doesn't matter. people aren't watching your videos to focus on your house or your background or, the backyard that you have. It's like they stay for you and who you are. And, everything else, like I said, kind of falls into place. But you can't have those like that belief that it's just like everything just has to be perfect, because it really doesn't. It really doesn't have to be perfect.
It's almost this perfection is almost like just a way of talking ourselves out of doing things.
Yeah.
It's a
There's
scapegoat.
no perfect way to do anything in life, but
Yeah.
it's content and being on social media. There's no perfect way.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I love that. So, you're on other platforms as well. Did
Yes.
you start immediately on other platforms or did you grow into adding those over time?
So I started immediately on other
Mhm.
platforms. Um, I've had I've had to start over 3 times on Facebook, though. And so that's kind of been a bummer. Um, but again, it's like you learn as you go, and you make mistakes, and eventually they work themselves out. And there was definitely kinks that needed to be worked out with
Mhm.
that platform specifically. But yeah, I started Facebook and TikTok all at the same time.
So, if I can ask you, what happened with Facebook that you had to start over 3 times?
Well, so I didn't know that like you could just make a page off of your personal Facebook, right? And so
Right.
I went through this whole process of making another Facebook and
Ah.
from that. And so then a couple months later, I was like, oh, I think, I'm going to try to do paid ads. Well, so I was like trying to do paid ads through this Facebook, and Facebook was flagging me because it was like, oh, you have like 2 profiles.
Mhm.
I couldn't do what I was wanting to do with the ads on the second Facebook that I had made. And so I ended up losing a bunch of followers because I had to just completely start over fresh.
Right.
Well, then with that one, I I don't think, like, I mean, no offense to Facebook, but once you do paid ads, and stop, it doesn't, things don't go as they were before, right? And so
Mhm.
I had kind of like just halted out on that one. So then I started over again. So I'm on my third.
Yeah. Facebook is really, really, they don't like multiple profiles at all. They don't like it. It's very clear in their terms that you are only allowed to have one ever in your life. And if you lose it, you will never use Facebook again, is basically what they say. Um, and once you do paid ads, yeah, because you got to show proof of ID and
Yep.
they're going to see if there's multiple accounts. They're going to dig into you even deeper
Yep.
and they will be able to connect them. So, one profile, guys, and you either need to go all in and forget about your friends and family and post on your personal or create a page. And
Yes.
that's, I've seen both be successful. There isn't one right way. Some members and students absolutely build a huge following with their personal account and just can't get a business page off the ground. And
Mhm.
others, it's flipped. So it's really about you got to just try it and see what happens and do what's best for you and what you're most comfortable with. There is no one right way, but don't create a whole bunch of different actual profiles where you log in. Don't do that.
Don't do what I did, because it was just a lot of wasted time and effort. And I wish, I wish that I knew that before starting. But like I said, you make these mistakes and then you learn. And so now, no,
Yeah.
don't profile.
Yeah. If you have a second profile, you better start logging in with a completely different like browser and all of that. At some point, they're going to connect the two.
At all. It's not going to be beneficial.
Right, definitely. So you dabbled in a little bit of ads. How is that wasn't the best experience necessarily.
No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. But again, now I know that I am an organic traffic girl. Like, I think that is the way to go. It might
Mhm.
take a little bit longer. You might have to put in a little bit more grit, but at the end of the day, I think that that's when you're going to get the most authentic audience for you and save yourself some money too. So,
Yeah.
or way.
It just, we had an introduction to paid ads in the blueprints previously, and we've taken that out because organic traffic right now is freaking king.
Yeah.
And paid traffic is a long, expensive journey. It is not a quick, hey, let me just buy an ad for a week and make some money. That's not how it works. It's let me buy a bunch of ads and test a bunch of different creatives over the next 3 to 6 months. And hopefully I start getting a return.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a process. You do get returns, but it takes longer. It's more involved. There's a lot more upkeep daily to be looking at and testing things out. And you got to be willing to spend money daily for
yeah,
months.
yeah, and it's quite a bit of money too. So in my opinion, I think that you just put in a little bit more effort and time and more of a slow grow kind of thing, but it'll be worth it in the long run.
Yeah. Facebook was not removed from blueprints. We have Facebook in there. Paid ads is not in the blueprints right now of how to launch paid ads. That's the only thing. And it was a tiny little sliver. It wasn't very big, guys.
Yeah.
Don't freak out. It's everything that was in there a week ago is still in there now. So to clear up, you can have a Facebook profile. That is the profile that is a sign that you create on your login, whatever your email is. I got to clear this up for our audience here in the chat. You can have as many business pages as you want. You can go create a whole bunch of business pages. None of those are connected to each other. None of those will automatically be shown to your friends and family that are connected to your personal profile. But there are a good number in our community that use their personal profile to post reels and promote their business that way because they don't care about their friends and family. We actually talked about that with our guest on Monday as well and last week. It comes up a lot. So it really is up to a personal preference. If you're starting over like Chloe, you probably don't have all your great Aunt Susie's and so on your account anymore. So it just doesn't matter, right? It was like an automatic weed out of friends and family when you lose an account.
Exactly. It's like, see ya.
Right? Totally get it.
Maybe you'll give me my stuff some other time, but not now.
Right, exactly. And they're fine with it.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is get more questions at Sunday cookout. So,
Exactly.
so it's all good. Even though you have the most growth on TikTok, what's your favorite platform? Is it TikTok or do you have another platform that you actually enjoy the most?
I enjoy Instagram the most. I find I spend the most time on Instagram, even though I feel like quicker growth for a lot of people does come from TikTok. I think that Instagram is my number one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like how much you can engage with your audience and you can, I don't know, it's just there's something about the fact that you have stories and like you can do the question boxes and all of that that just makes it feel like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I have people on my separate Instagram, my personal Instagram, that I'm like, I don't even know you, but I feel like I'm your best friend. I've
Right,
never met you in real life, but I feel like I know you. I know your mom and your sister. Like you
right.
can share so much of your like authentic life on Instagram.
It's
No,
definitely, if you do it right and you do, you use the synergy of all that Instagram is, posts, reels, stories, doing the polls, all the extra little emojis and all the fun little add things you can add on to make your stories more interactive.
yeah,
You can really build a community, which is pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. You can. It's a little bit more of a slow grow for me for sure.
Mhm.
But also, right now I'm trying to focus on engaging more with my audience, which is another thing that that's another skill that I have to work on because even before I started this, I'm not usually like somebody who comments on everything, even on my personal social medias. That has, and so getting myself out of that comfort zone, because it's one thing to like post videos every day, but it's another thing to put yourself out there and actually talk to your audience. And and that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now, as well as posting the videos. So
Right. And in Instagram, you definitely need to go in there and comment and, have those discussions in the DMs a little bit. And there's just, it is more personal, especially with stories.
yeah.
And you're right. You'd be like, oh, I totally know Chloe. Last week she had avocado toast and her daughter spilled her milk and it was a beautiful day at the park. It was
Felt like I was there.
Right? But that's what's cool about what you get from Instagram. So if you could really dive in and get involved and engaged with all of the different pieces that is provided to you and you really use them and utilize them, you can, even if your community is small, they're really engaged, which is cool.
Yes. That's what I love about Instagram, is just that engagement factor of it.
Yeah. And where TikTok, you can have a viral video, but it could go viral and the people that are following you are like, kind of lukewarm. Not necessarily all in.
Yeah. I feel like you go to TikTok like just for quick follows. It's like you see a good video, the like button's right there. It's just like, follow, okay, done. But I feel like you go to Instagram for more of that, like, okay, this is who I want. I want to be like looking at their content, because it's like a little bit smaller, like especially on stories. You want to be able to like who you're watching the stories of, whereas TikTok, you're just scrolling.
Yeah.
So a little bit different, but
it's a little bit different strategy, but I think that's what makes it fun too. And it keeps your daily life a little more exciting with building your business, because you do have variations in that way, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I will get up. Here is Chloe's IG handle. So before we leave today, please give us, what is your one piece of advice for anyone in the challenge right now?
I think my one piece of advice, like if I were just starting out, something that I would like to hear is leap and the net will appear. And what I mean by that is taking that leap of faith can be very, very scary. And there's so many reasons of why you shouldn't, or why you should wait, or why, this is going to be too much. But I think when you just go for it, everything will work out. That net will appear. Whether you learn more or you become a person that you never thought that you were going to be and you're so thankful for it, or you get massive success, everything's all going to work out, and your struggle is never for nothing.
That's some solid gold advice right there. I've never heard that before, but man, that is so true. Absolutely fantastic. We got to put that in a clip for a reel today. Because everyone needs to hear that. If they get anything out of this interview, they need to hear that. Jump. The net will appear.
It will appear. It will appear. And maybe, it always does, but just don't focus on the when and the how, and just focus on going for it. Just being better than you were yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Everyone, please go give Chloe a follow on Instagram. You can find her at affiliate Chloe. Chloe is how you spell her name. And then you can also find her on TikTok at Chloe the Affiliate. All connected, no underscores, spaces, dashes, anything like that. So it's Chloe the Affiliate on TikTok. Go give her a follow, give her some love. Comment, tell her you saw her interview on Wake Up Legendary and all of that good stuff. Chloe, you definitely need to come back. I love updates. And next time, let's see if we can get you on with Dave and you can meet him as well, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Oh, I'm so happy you were here. Thanks for sharing all of your experience and wisdom. We appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you. All right, everyone, please go give Chloe a follow on TikTok, Chloe the Affiliate. Dave is back tomorrow with, of course, another amazing guest, another student. We now have over 700 interviews with students that have gone through the education here at Legendary Marketer. No one can touch these interviews. No one goes live like we do with students, stories, experience, advice. These truly are a mastermind in marketing. And you're getting ongoing updates, new advice, new things that are happening in the digital marketing space. So always leave time for Wake Up Legendary, whether it's live or the recording. It will definitely help you continue to grow your mindset, your knowledge, and your business. As always, have a fantastic Wednesday and